Our top story here at 10 o'clock, the state's continuing budget crisis. Receipts to the state treasury continue to decline in February.
State Treasurer Ken Miller says last month's receipts totaled $758.5 million. That's down almost $90 million compared to February of 2015. The state is calling for an additional 4% cut from all agencies. That's on top of 3% cuts already in place. That adds up to about $235 million taken from agencies ranging from the Department of Corrections to your local public school.
New tonight, News on 6 reporter Katira Winfrey talks with parents who are worried sick about even more cuts at their children's schools. Katira's live in Tulsa with the story here at 10. Katira.
Schools across Oklahoma are working to cope with the $47 million in budget cuts, and by the end of the fiscal year, they'll see about $110 million in cuts. And some schools are working to develop a plan, some which includes ditching sports to financially make it through the school year. The future of Oklahoma education looks a bit grim.
I'm afraid it's going to get even worse before it gets better.
And these Bixby moms say for the sake of their children and others, it's time to figure out the state's financial problem and make education priority number one.
But I'm just wondering with this cuts, how much more are they going to take and how much more parents are going to have to contribute to our children's education?
Millions have already been cut from the state's budget and more millions will be cut. Just today, Jolie Flegler says the school sent an email to parents asking for supply contributions.
That's what's scary, is when you get to that point where parents aren't able to get back and maybe teachers aren't able to dig as deep into their pockets and give back.
In all, this fiscal year, education will see 7% of its budget cut. Tristy Fryer's 2 children are only a few of the 700,000 that make up the Oklahoma student body. She fears programs like music, art, and sports will get the boot. She says parents and teachers can only do so much.
I know that our parents are talking to our administrators, we're talking to each other in our PTA meetings, trying to figure out how we can still support our teachers and our school. I've even thought, why don't we start a GoFundMe project or GoFundMe or a tip jar just to support our teachers.
And several schools are accepting budget management input from the public, and next week Bixby will hold a legislative meeting where parents and leaders can get together for brainstorming. Reporting live, Katira Winfrey, News on 6.